Hi, Davi here. We got another VROID speed draw. I'm starting a series of, making iriam members in VROID until they accept me as a founding streamer. This time I did Elochi, my good pal. We're gonna jump right into it. It's not gonna be a tutorial. It's more like gonna be me yapping at the screen and vaguely describing my process for about 10 whole minutes. We started off with the eyes. Those I exported into Clip Studio Paint, and I used her eyes as a reference, and I just drew them in there. Now, in my last tutorial, when I said to just draw straight on the model, I usually only do that for the hair, or unless I feel like I am able to draw it well enough in VROID. But here I did the eyes outside because sometimes it's just easier to draw in Clip Studio than it is in the actual program. I do, however, map out everything in VROID first before exporting to Clip Studio. For example, the outfit. I map out where, the creases and, the details are supposed to go. I'm gonna be honest though, I just did the fishnets straight in the program in VROID because trying to figure out where one texture ends and the other begins is a pain. So here you can see me sketching out the outfit. This is going to be minimal editing because I have finals to study for, and I can't afford to spend too much time editing this video. But we have a basic hair shape in, but later you'll see I changed this because I didn't feel like it matched the shape enough. I was trying to mess with twist placement and whatnot, but that didn't end up working out. But I made the horn first because we get the complicated stuff out of the way first. That's really easy. Of course, that's a piece of hair, and that one does involve using twist placements. I used an ahoge for it, and then I just twisted it. But I made it go straight up. See, this isn't a tutorial, so everything's really fast. Here, I'm doing the cleaner line art in Clip Studio Paint and I'm just taking the colors directly from the reference, her model. Her outfit is super detailed. In total, this model took me about 10 hours to do, which isn't too bad for a model, but I'm getting really fast at these. It used to take me like a month to complete a model of this quality, but once you know what you're doing, you can get really fast. The shading I do in VROID because I feel like a broken record because all I ever say is it's easier that way, but it really is. Because you can make other layers and you can work with transparency and multiply layers like you can in Clip Studio. I know exactly where it's gonna go. Sometimes when you put something into Clip Studio and you put it on the model, things just don't look the way you expect because you're not working with a flat surface. You're working with a 3-dimensional surface. When I'm making 2D models, it's fine because, it's gonna stay flat. But for a 3D model, things aren't always where you expect them to be, and that's okay. But also, you can see that I'm clearly forgetting to do the necklace. That doesn't get finished till the very end, but that's okay too. My life has been so busy lately, but I love it. I've got big things planned. I've got a new job starting soon at a funeral home, so I'm really excited about that. I wish I had more time to go in and really edit these videos and get them to perfect quality, but the semester's ending soon, so after finals, I should be able to do all of that. So that should be very, very Gucci, very awesome, very demure, very cutesy. Oh, the shorts, I think the shorts were my favorite part of this project because they were very, very simple, just, simple, what do you call it? Not really gradient. I guess you can say gradient. And then you just put the shading on top of it. I messed around with these leg warmers for the longest time because I couldn't decide where I wanted the shading to go. It's gonna look really, I guess, fast here because I have this sped up by 5,000 degrees. I don't think degrees is the right word, but I think you understand the point. A lot of it is just like, it's hard. Doing a tutorial for something like making an outfit would be really hard to do because you need to have knowledge on drawing and how wrinkles and folds work, and VROID does kind of help you because they have like creases and whatnot. You can kind of see where the creases are, but I always paint as if I'm using a light source. Technically speaking, I use 2 light sources. I always do it to where it's not 100% accurate, but I feel like it looks good. So as you can see, I have it as if the light source is coming from the left side. Her right side, our left side. But you can see there's certain areas where I added more shadow, where I just think it would look good. The hair can be tricky to do as a light source, and you can see I kind of have a light source, but if you actually turn the model around, you'll see it doesn't fully, I don't fully stick with that, if that makes sense. This is the part that took me the longest. The outfit doesn't take that long, because you can work on the outfit, you can just draw the entire shirt, and you don't have to do everything in separate little pieces, but the hair, as you can see here, everything is a separate piece. Everything is a separate piece in shading, and you gotta, well, you don't have to, but it looks great. You individually go in, and we're not even gonna talk about the knickknacks yet because we haven't gotten to that part. Oh, you know what I should have done? Whatever. I should have put, like, what Elochi actually looks like. Maybe in post, I'll go and post a picture of what her 2D model looks like versus the 3D model I made. I couldn't get the hair to look exactly like the picture because I don't have that skill yet. I'm hoping to one day have the skill, but maybe if it weren't for schooling, I would have had a little bit more time to work on it, but, you know, it's all good. It's all glam. Oh, I hope you didn't hear that car beep outside. I live on a very busy intersection, so you constantly have people yelling at each other, cars beeping horns, and you got police sirens going by because I live by a police station, and ambulances because I don't live in the best neighborhood, so I don't know. Someone's always getting into crime or something. But not me. You haven't heard anything. You can't prove anything. You can't... Anyways. Like most of my other models, the back of the hair on this model is a lot less detailed than the front. The sides are more detailed. I don't know. This was a lot of trial and error. I couldn't really decide what I wanted to do, and you can see here me just rearranging the whole entire shape of the hair just because I wasn't satisfied with it. And eventually I'll go back and delete all that, what do you call it? The lighter part at the very top of the hair. I end up getting rid of that right here because I don't like how it looks. I don't like it very much. But, so we got rid of that. I feel like it looks more cohesive. If I were really gonna put my whole coochie into this, I would have done a gradient on the hair, where the gradient goes light at the top, darker at the bottom. Actually, now that I think about it, you can do a gradient on the whole hair fairly easily. I was just a boo-boo the fool and didn't know of this technique. You make a single texture, okay? And you draw your gradient. I prefer to do gradients in Clip Studio Paint because they just come out smoother. You draw your gradient, you add it as your material, and then you just duplicate that material whenever you want to work on a new strand, and that strand will automatically have that base gradient. That's the way I should be doing these things in the future. Damn it, I wish I thought of that sooner. Ah! Oh well. But yeah. Oh, she has this little tuft of hair on the top of her head. I think it's really cute. That was fun to work on, and I think it added more, like, because the top of the hair looked kind of flat, but that kind of got rid of it. The braid was also really fun to do. I like doing braids because they look complex, but they're actually really easy because you just draw a bunch of strands of hair, and on a braid you can honestly get away with using the same material and texture, and it looks just fine. It looks really cute and good. What was I doing here? Oh yeah, now this is where I work on getting her knickknacks, her bits and bobs on the head. That was also Clip Studio Paint. I just drew them in there, and then I used a hair texture. This is me fiddling with the hair texture until I get it to actually work. This can be really annoying and complicated. And I'll do a tutorial on this sometime in the future on how to get this to work. But I want to figure out how to actually do it good the first time, rather than having to, you know, mess with it and brute force it into looking the way I want. But once I figure it out, it's over for you. It's all over. I like her clips. I think my favorite knickknack of hers is the little angel wings, which I'm this one is technically not correct. I just flipped it, which it would have come out better if I didn't. But again, oh, another thing that you can do is draw everything on the same texture and then just erase the ones you don't want. I don't know. I just thought this was easier. It was easier for me. That way I don't have to save like 20 different PNGs. I can just save one PNG and then pick and choose what I want from the PNG. But I was so surprised with how this came out. I really worked so hard on this model, and a lot of people liked it because I posted it on Twitter before this video. But I worked really hard. I love Elochi. She's the sweetest and cutest. I'll put her links down below. Anyways, so here we do the motion test. Everything looks pretty decent when she moves. The hair moves a little weird at some points, but I know how to fix the bones in the hair, but again, I didn't have much time to work on this. But it's moving pretty good. Nothing is clipping as it should because there's not actually skin underneath these clothings. There's just blank air. That's the trick, is to erase, to make sure the skin mask, to make sure there's no skin under where the clothing is. But that's it. That's my story. That's all I gotta say for today. Very quick, very speedy. If you don't subscribe, then you suck!